I understand from Dave that you have a chain of, is it cell phone stores?
Yes.
Okay. And then there was a second enterprise. And at the moment, it wasn't sure what it was.
Well, I also have a couple of barber shops under the Sports Clips franchise.
Sports Clips. Okay. So it's a franchise. Very good. Okay. If we're on the phone 3 years from now, would it be 2 or 22 Sports Clips?
Well, I wish we were at 3 years ago, but right now, but in the next 5 years, I'd like to say we're at least 5 to 10 Sports Clips locations, and I'd like to see us at about 6 or 7 locations for our cell phones business, as opposed to the 3 that we're at right now.
Okay. So there's 3 now and 6 or 7. Okay. Terrific. Well, good. And Ashley, what role do you play in this currently in this company?
I'm the general manager of the cell phone center, the 3 telephone stores.
General manager of what? I'm sorry.
I'm the general manager for Todd's locations for the cell phones.
Oh, very good. Excellent. Good. Well, terrific. Um, so what did you hear from anything that you learned from Dave or Ryan that brought us together today?
Well, so Ashley's been out to California twice now, three times for me, and in the various workshops that we've done, assessments have come up, and I think that in some of the books I've read with Dave, and Dave swears by them, and over the years we've used different products to try and do that as well. We're currently using a product under Sales Fuel, Sales Track, which gives us a lot of information, but we're always questioning how accurate the information is.
Yes.
And then the interpretation of it, sometimes a lot of too much information is not a good thing. There's a lot thrown at us, and trying to interpret it to say, hey, is this a person that's going to show up, fire in the belly and sell, right? And going to have little drama with them, for us, that's the important part.
Okay. I want to affirm you're quite right to have a little tiny suspicion in the back of your mind about, I think you said the word accuracy, because the unfortunate little secret of the assessment industry is that 30% of all profiles aren't worth the paper they're printed on. And the reason is because people present, shall we say, a more favourable image of themselves than is currently accurate. There are traits they're working on and they want to be, they honestly want to change. There may be something that they're trying to get back to, or they used to be, something that their spouse is encouraging them to do. But whatever the motivation, they're not being objective. And then secondly, use the word accurate. We define accuracy as, are you paying attention when you answer these questions, or are you making dinner for the kids and watching the Super Bowl and watching this and being distracted by other text messages, which is in this distracted world, that happens. So we have filters built in, Todd, that guarantee that someone is both accurate and objective when they answer. And if they're not, we reject their entire answer set. We recycle the password. We invite them to retake the assessment. There's absolutely no additional charge to anybody for this kind of protection. And far from being a nuisance, I invite you to look at that as an example of our integrity, so that when you do get a report from us, you can take it to the bank. So it is a valid representation of that individual, good, bad, or indifferent. It protects your time. Who needs to be interviewing people that'll never darken the doorstep of your operation again? So some folks actually use our system, the confident hiring solution, of which the assessment is the third step, and it saves time and money and aggravation and turnover and morale losses and brand identity hits. So there's a lot of positive reasons for using the Winslow assessments. So does that make sense so far?
Yes, so far.
Okay, good. Well, good. And so, Ashley, what would you say is your greatest unsolved problem when it comes to personnel?
Well,
I think, thank you for asking me. I think our greatest issue is things don't align with their resume, and they seem to say they have a lot of experience, and some of the assessments that we have says they'll be 80% to the role, and I'm just not seeing it.
Okay, good point. Well, with your permission, I'm going to share my screen and then show you how our assessment works. And then we can, well, let me, let's have a look at the share button. Okay, so here we have a selection of completed profiles. We'll select Jason Massey.